this video, you hear the best advice that will help transform your life in a positive way forever. Isn't it crazy how we as people constantly either reminisce about the past or worry about the future and never seem to focus on what's happening today? It's unfortunate because when we do that, it really steals a lot of our joy. Like, it just robs us just like that. We're happy and then all of a sudden, oh, remember that thing you did back in that time that was really bad? Yeah, that wasn't pretty good of you, was it? Or remember that bad experience? Yeah. Or you're here present, having fun, enjoying what's going on. Oh, but aren't you worried about tomorrow though? Like, tomorrow could go really bad. Or what if you never get any of the things that you're meant to get? You know, what if you fail in life and you just, what if something bad happens? Unnecessary anxiety, unnecessary worry, unnecessary fear, unnecessary disappointment for things that haven't even happened yet. And now what happens is that you're stagnant because you're constantly overthinking about the past and the future. This is what happened to me. You know, there was a point in my life where I would always think about the past and I was stuck in nostalgia, constantly reliving events and things that I could have done differently, or if I had a time machine or things of that nature, you know. And if it wasn't that, it was about the future. Yeah, but what if this bad situation happens? I've got a plan for this. I've got to be prepared to be 10 steps ahead, like I'm James Bond or some BS like that. But I was young, you know, and obviously being around certain types of people, they would always get me to think about the future. And planning for the future isn't bad, my friend. And looking into the past for in a reflecting way to learn from your mistakes isn't bad either. But it becomes an addictive bad habit when you're constantly there looping over things that you can't physically change. And that's what I'm going to say. Do you know what you physically can change? Because there's the mind shift that you have to have here. You need to focus on things you can physically change. You can't be worrying about things you can't control, because that's only going to bring further anxiety. And when I realized that I'm only going to focus on things I can control, all of a sudden, I don't feel anxious anymore. I don't feel angry anymore. I don't feel all these negative emotions that I despise so much. I actually feel free because I know the things that I can control, I'm going to do my best to control them. The Bible even says something about this in Matthew chapter 6, verse 34. So don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Today's trouble is enough for today. My friend, you have a job, or if not that, you have a bunch of things that you need to be doing. You have a bunch of things that you need to be doing towards your future and things of that nature. And whilst you may be sat there thinking, is this really going to work or whatever it is, that you shouldn't be thinking about that. Heck, I'd even avoid thinking of how good the future is going to be either, because if you think of how good the future is going to be, that could even make you a dreamer. And you know what's so bad about a dreamer? A dreamer is someone that's like, oh, I'm eventually going to do this, or one day I'm going to do that, but they never do it because they're so excited about the accomplishment of thinking of achieving that thing, but they never actually achieve it because they've been wrapped up in the fact that they've already achieved it in their mind mentally. So don't even think about the good in the past or the bad in the past. I don't even think about the good in the future or the bad in the future. Focus on the now. What's happening right now? What do you need to do? You know? Once I realized this, man, my days became more productive. No longer am I wasting time because I don't care. I know what the result's going to be. And even if the result's not going to be that, I know God's got my back. And you need to understand that by yourself. God's got your back so long as you're walking in his plan. So stop worrying about the past or tomorrow. Today's troubles is enough. You're doing the best you can and you will do great. But you won't do great if you neglect what you're meant to do now. I know it can be hard sometimes, but those times you just have to pray, my friend. You got to pray and ask God to help you go through this because you cannot go through it alone. You have to understand this. Remember this every single time. The devil knows that you are built and created for a great purpose, and he will do everything in his power to make sure that you don't get any of the things that you're meant to get. He will make sure that you don't have happiness in the Lord because he hates that. And when your happiness in the Lord is there, he's going to make sure that it's destroyed with you, because that happiness in the Lord can affect other people around you to want to seek the Lord. So my friend, you have to stay focused because the mind will trick you. The heart will trick you. But God's way, he's yesterday, today, and forever. So you got to anchor onto him. He needs to be your rock. Because he's my rock. As big and muscly as I am, and handsome too. I can't do anything but myself. I am nothing by myself. I'm weak. I'm pathetic by myself. So I need God. I need God. I'm never going to try and act as if I can do things without him. No, I need him. There's a lot that goes on in my head. And color I constantly think about. I only have mental stability because of God. And that's the only thing I can ever tell you guys in every video. Every video I always spin it into God. Because that's all I can do. There is no other way. And believe me, I've tried every other way. There's things that I've done that I'm not proud of. There's things that I've done that I'm ashamed of. There's ways I've tried to drown out the pain and the worry and things of that nature, and nothing worked. And you're in that position where you're trying everything, or you're about to, but you don't have to waste your time like that. Learn from my mistakes and just go towards God. All of a sudden things go quickly. You know, one of the things I always think about anytime I'm with God and I pray is like, maybe things would have went a lot sooner if I just leaned on God from the first place. But I'm not going to think about that. But you sit there and you look, it's like, anyways, this is my story. At least I can pass the knowledge on to somebody else so that they can start earlier than I can. I did. So lean on to the Lord, my friend. You're doing great and keep doing great. Focus on the task at hand today. Don't worry about the other times. I know situations can look a bit certain type of way, but this is now. And your day is almost done. 24 hours goes quick, doesn't it? So start thinking of what you're going to do those 24 hours and how you're going to make it productive. And the same for the next day and the next day and the next day. Keep showing up. Keep showing up. Doesn't have to be 100% every single day. But show up. And you'll see your life grow. God bless, take care, and I love you all.